Hey, y'all, listen, happy Friday, happy Friday, happy Friday. Welcome into the building. Happy Friday. Nice to see you here. Listen, Trending Topics Friday, and the title is simple, it's short, it's smooth. It's called Madness. Madness. I feel like I'm lagging. Y'all got to let me know. Am I lagging? Am I like seeming a little bit behind? Let me know in the chat if it seems like I'm lagging a little bit so I can see what I can figure out what I can do. But anyway, the title is called Madness, and we got LeBron James and Stephen A. Smith on the docket tonight. So, you know, Stephen A. Smith, he's a sports commentator. So he's going to do what he do, right? And so he talked about LeBron James' son, LeBron James felt he talked about his son, and he pretty much did a Will Smith without hands. LeBron James didn't put his hands on nobody. But he approached Stephen A. Smith and pretty much told him, keep my son's name out your mouth. And I'm paraphrasing. But that's what he told him. Leave my son alone. And we're going to talk about it. Then we got, oh my God. This is insane to me. But there's rumors on the street, there's breadcrumbs on the street that Donald Trump is going to pardon Derek Chauvin. That's the one, if you don't remember, who unalived George Floyd, who had his knee on his neck for over 8 minutes. They are saying I'm lagging. Okay, Miss Amy, I see that. After I bring the people on in the building and go through my first story, I'm going to see if I can go out and come back in. I feel like my glasses are crooked. I'm trying to fix them. So it is lagging. Okay, I'm going to go out and come back in later on. So that's Derek Chauvin. We're going to talk about it. And then we got old elderly woman. Her house was on fire. So she had fire damage. She got insurance check from the insurance company, and she hired this contractor to fix her house. She gave him $153,000. He bought a bar with the money, and he never fixed her house. So we're going to talk about it. And then we got an NBA star who said that he's broke. He made $110 million throughout his career, and he's saying that he's broke. When you make $110 million, and when you retire, you have nothing to show for it, are you saying that you broke? That's a little problematic. But we're going to talk about it. So I ain't going to hold things up tonight because I know I'm lagging. I'm going to try to see if I can fix that. But in the meantime, in between time, y'all know what I need in that chat. I need a what? I need a choo-choo. All aboard, everybody. It is Friday night Trending Topics, and we got stuff to talk about. The title is called Madness. We got LeBron James versus Stephen A. Smith. You got Derek Chauvin, and they saying that, maybe Trump might pardon him. Then we got Grandma's house, and we got the NBA star, the former NBA star, saying that he's broke. Let me bring the people in the building because it looks like it's about to be, let me just double check here. It looks like it's about to be ladies' night, y'all. Hold on one second. Hey, Felicia. Hey, Savannah.
Hey, Diva.
Hey, In My Opinion. Hey, Katrina.
Hey, Diva. Hey, Chat. Hey, panel.
Hey, well, right now, I don't know how long it's going to last, but right now we got ladies' night, y'all. So I'm going to go ahead and start with the first story. Then I'm going to see if I could kick out and come back in. Y'all could go around while I kick out and come back in. Just going to see if, the lagging will stop because they're saying I'm lagging a little bit, okay? But I'm going to go ahead and get into this first story first. So I get it. We all want to protect our children. I mean, who does not? But when you get in certain professions, when you're a public figure, I'll say that, a public figure, you're an NBA player, you're an NFL player, you're a soccer player, you're an entertainer, you got to take the good with the bad. And so LeBron James did not like what Stephen A. Smith said about what he thought he said about his son, Bronny. And, when he was, Stephen A. Smith had a floor seat at the game and he approached him. And Stephen A. Smith said he said some words that he can't repeat. But let's get into this story. Hold on one second, y'all. I think my whole computer, for some reason, is being slow. All right, let's share screen. Let's see if it'll work. All right, let me see. All right. Oh, yeah, this is being super slow. Be safe. All right. So LeBron James, Stephen A. Smith, tense talk before Lakers game, sparked by Bronny comments. Okay. So Stephen A. Smith revealed the pregame squabble with LeBron James stemmed from previous comments the ESPN Hoops analyst had made about Bronny James. So we're going to take a listen and hear Stephen A. Smith's side. So Stephen A. said the Lakers superstar was furious over what he thought he what he thought he had heard him say about his eldest son on his First Take show, and he explained the King's language was so vulgar he couldn't repeat it on national airways. Let's take a listen.
That was LeBron James coming up to me, unexpectedly, I might add, to confront me about making sure that I mind what I say about his son. Can't repeat the words because they ain't suited for FCC airwaves. That wasn't a basketball player confronting me. That was a parent. That was a father. And I can't sit here and be angry or feel slighted by LeBron James.
Are you hearing it or is it lagging?
I hear it.
You do? Okay. Why is it? Why does it seem like it stopped?
Oh, now it
stopped now.
But before he was saying that, but yeah, it's froze now.
Okay, I don't know what's going on.
Anyway, in that regard.
Okay.
By all accounts, he's obviously a wonderful family man and a wonderful father who cares very, very deeply about his son. And based on some of the comments that he had heard, or shall I say, I think he thought he heard, he clearly took exception to some of the things that he heard me say, and he confronted me about it. For the record, his agent and friend, Rich Paul, has my number. Maverick Carter, who works under him, has my number. LeBron James knows how to get in contact with me if he wanted to. He never called, because had he called and wanted to talk to me, I would have accepted that call. Had he wanted to see me, I would have flown out and I would have seen him and I would have had a conversation man to man. But that is not what he elected to do. Instead, he elected to confront me while I was sitting courtside. Ari Emanuel, the head of William Morris Endeavor, one of the agencies that represents me, along with Larry David, was sitting courtside. I was with them for the game. And he walked right up to me and he said what he had to say. And apparently he feels like I was slighting his son. Now let me tell you what I feel. what I would have said if we were in a different environment, because I was not going to engage in a confrontation at that particular moment in that setting. But if we had had that conversation, I would have said to LeBron James, I never would speak negatively about your son. I was talking about you, meaning you, LeBron James. I have nothing but the best wishes for Bronny James. I wish him nothing but the best. I hope that he flourishes into an NBA star. Usually in other sports, we see all-stars, and on occasion, we'll see their children become stars as well. That doesn't really happen with the NBA. I sincerely hope he's the exception. By all accounts, he's a wonderful kid. And I don't know anybody who roots against him, and it certainly isn't me. But in the same breath, at the time that we were talking about him, he was percolating to such a degree that the Bronny James stories had gone viral. And so we had to talk about it. And when I said the things that I said, I wasn't talking about Bronny James because my attitude is he's a rookie. It's going to take some time for him to get himself together. He'll be just fine, especially with J.J. Redick and the staff coaching him. I was talking about the position that he was put in by his dad. He was very, very upset. I could tell. He could have called me. I'd have came to see him. I'd have had a conversation with him. He could have been just as upset face-to-face, man-to-man, as opposed to being courtside at the game. I had no idea that everybody saw it until I woke up this morning. But it is what it is. In the end, like I said, I as a father, I get it. I'm not offended. I'm not insulted. I don't have any animosity or animus towards LeBron James for this. Nothing like that. I don't think he cares, but neither do I. I'm just stating fact. None of that exists. If I was in his position, I can't definitively say I would not have done the same thing.
All right, let me stop sharing the screen and see. One second, let me just go back in and see if I can Felicia, maybe you want to talk about it, why I tried to figure out why my thing is being so slow here. And if y'all go around, I will I'm gonna kick out and come back in and see if that'll work better for me, okay?
Okay. Well, good evening, everyone. Sorry about that, those little delays there, but I ain't really sorry because I didn't want to hear what Stephen Smith had to say any damn way. So let me be clear about that. Okay, so we can kick it off with that fact from me. I don't care what he had to say, but I did listen, and it seemed to me that the one thing that really spoke out to me was the fact that he said, "Well, I was talking about the position he put his son in, why he would do that," and it seemed that this has been a conversation that has gone around about a father making opportunities happen for his son. And because we don't see it very often in folks who are Black and brown and of American ancestry, some folks are uncomfortable with it. Every day, there's a parent or a grandparent or an aunt or uncle making an opportunity happen for their child or a niece or a grandchild. It's nothing different. This just happens to be on a bigger scale with a whole lot more money and a whole lot more opportunity. And so it seems to me that Stephen A. Smith may be feeling a little envious. I don't know if he's a father or not. I don't know if somebody can tell me, but not he's a dad, and what opportunities he has had for his son. But I'm not mad at LeBron. He didn't hit him or anything. He certainly could have done that. So he let go some really nice, strong words, and it sounds like Stephen heard him, and he won't do it again. I know that. And I feel the same way about my adult children. If you don't know them and you don't love them, don't come to me with no comments. I'm not interested. There's enough people out here wanting to put a bad tongue, a bad word on my children, and I don't appreciate it. And if you love them, you know how to approach. If you care for them, you know how to respond. But when you're just off the street, or you got a mic, or you got a platform, and you got something to say, I'm going to come right in that same public space, and I'm going to respond to what you said. I'm done. Savannah?
I couldn't agree more, Felicia. Stephen A. Smith to me is, it seems like he's trying out for the new position of a Kardashian, because he continues to find a way to be in the social media circles and keep his name out there. And he needs to be truthful. Stephen A. has been talking about LeBron James' son now for quite some time. And I recall seeing him on his morning show, and he said, somebody stop this N-word about LeBron's son, and talking about that, that just as you said, the nepotism, and if it wasn't for LeBron being his father, that his son wouldn't have the opportunities. And only in the, and I find that so hypocritical, and I just don't understand why only in the African-American community would they question a father who has been working since he came out of high school to pave paths for not just only his children, but other children. And LeBron isn't one of these celebrities that is out there cheating on his wife, or if he does, we don't know anything about it, or in the clubs, or LeBron has been one that has been giving back to his community straightforward. So if you're talking about my child or questioning my my morality or values as a father on national TV, on your platform, you best believe I'm coming the same way, and I'm confronting you the same way you confronted me. And we would not have known about this conversation if he didn't bring it, if Stephen A. Smith didn't bring it to social media and let us know that he got coward last night. His mouth put out a check that his butt couldn't cash. So LeBron ain't speaking about this. He went to him man to man and let him know, keep my son's name out of your mouth, especially in the way that he was talking about his son. I'm for it. I think Steven's trying to be the new Kardashian, because I feel just like you. I don't care what Steven has to say.
Thank you, Savannah. I'm back. I hope it's better. Wayne, you're up.
You know, I'm not really a Stephen A. fan, and I didn't really like what he said about that, how, you know, a lot of players, you know, great players, and then their children become great players. But he said, but not in basketball.
Mm.
You know, and LeBron, you know, just because he got money and stuff like that, he's still a father. Mm-hmm. And you're still sensitive to things, you know, when people say things about your children and stuff like that. And I think Stephen A. just got checked. And he trying to fix it up to make it look like, you know, he didn't say nothing while LeBron was talking to him. He said that whatever side was, because he know he got checked even more. And he just became submissive. That's all. He was just submissive. But you know, I had my son one time had a football game when he was younger, and I got home from work, and his mother had been to the game, and she said, I went to the game, and you know, and Brandon was crying. I said, for what? It was cold, and he had been sitting there, out there, and they never called him to play. I couldn't get out of my house fast enough. I went up there, and I talked to the coach. Oh, he was going to be up next. I said, no, he's not. We leaving.
Oh, good gosh.
And we left. Not going to have him sitting out there in all that cold. And then, you know, they'll call him. And then going to tell me, oh, we was going to call him next. Bull. I'm done.
Thank you. Katrina, your thoughts? And yes, Tara, you are correct. A fan caught the interaction and posted it, and that's why Stephen A. Smith addressed it. But Katrina, your thoughts?
Stephen A. Smith always saying something slick out the mouth. He's
Mm.
lucky. Looking at LeBron and looking at Stephen Smith, I would have retracted everything I said because he's lucky LeBron. LeBron ain't punched him in his topped him on top of his head. He always saying things that's problematic, and just because a father is good at a sport, maybe the son is not as good as the father. But they got to start somewhere. And if he's making it to the into the league, obviously somebody's seen something good in him to make it in the league, other than being LeBron's son. And only thing I wish the young man good work, good health, stay in your field if that's what you want to do. Sometimes greatness don't start from the beginning. It start in the middle, and sometimes it start at the end. So I just hope that he just do what he's doing and let this boy play and leave that bad baby alone. You don't talk about people, kids. Kids are off limits, and Stephen A. Smith should know that. But he always talking about women and everything like that as well. So, whatever LeBron James told him or said to him, he deserved it, and he deserved a lot more. But that's all I got, Diva.
Ooh, in my opinion, your thoughts?
So let's be clear, okay? Stephen A. Smith is an antagonizer, and he's an old fool. And sometimes old fools have to be checked.
Oh my God.
I appreciate LeBron for being a man and stepping to him like a man and telling him, listen here, if you say something about my son, it's going to be some business. He gave him the warning that every parent should give him. He didn't put his hands on him. He didn't get extra loud. He told him what he had to say and he was out. Now, let me tell you where I had a problem with Stephen A. coming out and talking about it. He said, if I was in a different place, that would have went a whole different way. I call BS. They had been in a different place, he would have ran. Okay? You are a coward. You can talk when you are on the internet and nobody's in your face. You can antagonize people when they are not in your face. But the minute somebody steps to you, you coward and run. And that's just who you is.
I appreciate you. Thank you. In my opinion, some people are saying that. Oh yes, go ahead, Felicia. You want to say something?
Steve, if I may, I just found a little piece of a clip that said that Stephen A. Smith has two daughters that he didn't really get to know until they were 10 and 11 after their mother passed. So that tells you a lot about the daddy he is. So I can see, I'm getting worked up right now. I'll go kick his ass for LeBron. That's how I'm feeling right now. You're not even with your children, and none of them is going to the NBA. So you frustrated and fed up, and you're gonna go get in another parent's face. Oh no. Just because he made that opportunity happen for his son. Meanwhile, he got the other one of his daughters all into the Disney business. Well, yeah, he used his connections and his opportunities. So what's he mad about? Because they're not going to be going to the NBA. And that's that. I'm done.
I do want to give an update, even though this is not on the docket tonight, that we talked about early this week in trending topics, and maybe we'll address it on a high level tomorrow. Oh, I don't know if I'm going live tomorrow, but on Sunday maybe, where the university student who lost his life while pledging, and then unfortunately they made up a story. Well, of course, the story cracked because someone, told a different version of what happened. One arrest was made, but they said 9 others or 10 others are coming. So I think you said it best, Wayne. You said this is a tragedy all around. Many lives are going to be impacted in a negative way, and they are. So this, the one in the orange, who was arrested, his name is also Caleb, ironically, because the one who passed away, his name is Caleb Wilson. This Caleb McCree was arrested, being charged with criminal hazing and manslaughter. and they said others are to come. It's just a horrific and sad story all the way around. I saw a visual that they did. His mother just was standing there looking heartbroken. It's tragic all the way around, but we'll, deal with that a little deeper. Trending topics maybe on Sunday, because tomorrow night I'm going somewhere, so I won't be doing trending topics. So unless I could go earlier, I'll see. But anyway, I'm going to move into the next story. And our next story is, a lot of pardons are getting passed out and passed around almost like candy. And now the latest talk on the town is that they're thinking about, Trump is thinking about giving a pardon to the individual that was accused of, that got convicted of killing George Floyd. He had his knee on his neck for over 8 minutes. So
Derek Chauvin.
Derek Chauvin, thank you. Let's get into this story. So Yusef Salaam, we're living in an American nightmare. Trump is erasing our gains. So he's talking about the fact that after all we've been through and has happened in this world, like, it was a big fight to even get him arrested. And if the young lady who was brave enough to kind of she filmed this. This wasn't body cam footage that Derek Chauvin, was found out. It was an actual young lady who filmed it. And if it wasn't for her, I think there would have been no justice probably in this particular situation. Let's take a listen.
Today, people are calling for Derek Chauvin to be pardoned by President Trump. How does that make you feel?
I mean, this is the American nightmare. We're literally right inside of the nightmare called America. We want the American dream. We want to be able to say, you know what? We fought for justice. We made sure that we put our blood, sweat, and tears forward. And here we have a president who is literally erasing all of the gains that we've made. The past 50 years or more are being erased. And we got to make sure that we keep our eyes on the prize. And what does that mean? That means that we have to focus on truth, justice, and equality, and make sure that we know that we count. This right here is an awful day for America. And by day, I'm talking about a length of time, not necessarily just a day, but this is an awful day for America, for us to be able to wake up every single day in a nightmare, not the dream.
Many people are saying that he's calling for a race war. What do you think will happen if this guy is pardoned? Can you see this being like another civil war?
I want to caution our people. Do not take the bait. They are trying to pull us out into the streets to fight with weaponry that we don't have. Because see, you got to remember, when Muhammad Ali said, I can fight here, you're my opposer. Why am I going across the waters to fight a people who look like me, who are struggling, who are in need? If I wanted to fight, I could fight right here for my truth, freedom, and justice and equality. And so the reality is that right now, there's an effort to wipe us out wholesale. There's a clear effort. We got to know that one thing, we're inside of someone's plan. We have to have a plan. We got to make sure we control our emotions. We can't, because see what happens when you lose your mind? You go crazy. Newton's third law says for every action, there's an equal and opposite reaction. Can you imagine the action that causes the reaction and them turning the cameras on when we are reacting to an action that they caused? The whole world would think we're crazy. But for every action, there's an equal and opposite reaction.
He spoke a word. Yusef Salaam, one of the wrongfully convicted Central Park Five, says the country is living through an American nightmare right now, and people advocating for Derek Chauvin's release is just the latest in a litany of issues. We caught up with the New York City councilman at the For the Love of Our Children Gala, the 10th edition of the National Cares Mentoring Movement Gala, and we had to ask about chatter about Trump supporters asking the president to pardon Chauvin. Remember, Chauvin was convicted in federal court in June 2021 for the unaliving of George Floyd. Salon says the country, especially Black Americans, are living through a nightmare, a far cry from the promises of the American dream. He said this isn't just because of a potential Chauvin pardon either, but due to the many of Trump policies, and that is George Floyd. If Chauvin's pardon, Salon said, he thinks people need to remain calm instead of getting drawn into a dangerous race war. Salon ends his comments on an airy note, saying he feels there's an effort to wipe Black people out, and they need to come up with a plan to stop that from happening. Of course, the entire Central Park Five has had issues with Trump for years, ever since he took out an ad in the New York Times after they were arrested in 1989, calling for a reinstatement of the death penalty in the state. We also spoke to Al Sharpton at Thursday night gala event, and he said a Chauvin pardon will prove there's no law and order in America. We'll take
Derek Chauvin possibly being pardoned by Trump?
I think that if he does that, it shows that there is clearly no law and order in this country. This man was convicted by a jury. This man was on tape, and there's no way we're going to accept him being pardoned.
What about, I wanted to ask you also about Cuomo running for mayor. How do you feel about that?
We're going to see the way it lines up. You have him running, but you have a Black woman who everybody respects running, the speaker, and Adrian Adams is going to be a serious contender.
It's a lot going on, y'all. It's a lot going on. We also spoke to Sharpton at Thursday night gala event, and he said Chauvin pardon will prove there's no law and order in America. Worth noting, Trump was asked about pardoning Chauvin during a press briefing in the Oval Office this morning, and he said he had no plans to pardon him. Even if a pardon isn't coming soon, it's clear some people feel the country's at a tipping point. So we'll take a quick listen.
Your allies are calling on you to pardon Derek Chauvin. Are you considering pardoning Derek Chauvin?
No, I haven't even heard about it. No.
Mr. President, on peace.
I haven't heard that.
So he's saying there's no, he has no intention on pardoning him. Felicia, your thoughts?
No, the president don't have no intentions of pardoning him because Derek ain't got no money. So I guess he'll have to go get a GoFundMe or an organization to start raising money for him to pay for his pardon. You know, only some of the folks in that insurrection, the ones that got let out, they didn't have to pay a pardon fee. They were actually, released so that they can remain loyal, so that they can be these radical foot soldiers out here. So when things get heated up, that they will come out and protect and defend the president of the United States. But as far as Derek Chauvin, no, he don't have no money. So, and as someone said in the chat, he also was charged by the state. So he would have to go finish up his time there. And third of all, he don't want to be out on the street because he probably wouldn't survive very long. Congratulations to Yusuf Salam. Often on these YouTube streets, we hear people say, lock them up, put them down, forget a case, don't give them a trial. Why you need to know. Could you imagine had that happened to this young man, if he had been given the death penalty, if his life had been, we wouldn't have had this wonderful, brilliant congressman who spoke to us so clearly about what the strategy would be, what perhaps the outcome would be if people reacted so. And he's a wonderful reminder of why we should pause and listen and let justice move through the process to find out whether or not someone has committed this crime or not. If I'm not mistaken, I think Yusuf did about 7 years in jail. And he just was in the park hanging out with some friends and got swept up and taken in and falsely charged. But God bless his mother. She never gave up. She stood by him and fought for his freedom. And that's why he is the fine man that he is. So inadvertently, this story is attached to the first story. Your parents make a difference. Your parents will be the ones when you hit those roads those bumps in the road when there's so many who want to tell you what you are not and what you are not going to be, who will stand there with you in love and protect you and build upon so that you become great. And that's what love will do to children when their parents believe in them and believe that they can be great. I'm done.
Thank you. I appreciate you. Savannah, your thoughts?
Yeah, Diva, I agree with Felicia and the audience in the chat, the passengers in the chat who said that these charges that Derek Chauvin was charged by the state, not federal, and the governor at the time of the incident, and still governor to this day, was or is Tim Walz, the former VP nominee. So I really doubt that. And I do know some people in DOJ, and that's not one of the items that is floating around DOJ is a pardon for Chauvin. So there's other things that are coming that are gonna be affecting the regular population, such as myself. This now, that's not to say that during his campaign last fall, 47 did call for one nasty, violent day of police retaliation and brutality, and he did stop the database where incidents are reported against law enforcement. There was a database that if a law enforcement is charged in a state, he cannot go and apply for a position in another state. That system has been shut down. And if a police officer is charged in a county in Tennessee, he can go to the next county and apply for another position, and it would not show up on his record. So that database has been shut down. So, it's not to say that civil unrest won't happen, because Trump did call for a purge. And one thing we all can agree on is believe what he says, because what he says is it's gonna happen sooner or later. Right now, he has too much going on, and civil unrest will be completely lighting the match and throwing the dynamite into the crowd. So I don't think he'll do that yet, but we do have to keep our guards up, stay informed, and watch how these people are moving.
Yeah, thank you, Savannah. Wayne, your thoughts?
Yeah, I don't think he's getting out. I heard that too, but I don't think he's getting out. He's in the safest place, and I think he probably knows that, because if they let him out, I think he would see street justice, and I think a target would be on his back. But I do like what the gentleman said about how they want us to react. Because according to them, the only people that riot is people of color. The only people that tear up stuff is people of color. The only people that come together, is the people of color. And they want to turn it into like a riot. But all over this country, they've been white folks out there. They've been white folks out there in crowds because they don't like what's going on. And nothing more, I think, that he would like to see that clash with people of color. Because when, like Savannah said, when he was talking about like this purge, he said that with so much joy. He said a real good day, a real good 24 hours. Like he just enjoyed it. So no, I don't think he's getting out. And like Felicia said, he ain't got no money. He can't do nothing for Trump. But I think if they find out he can do something, he could be some kind of asset or whatever. He gonna talk to his people in that state and so forth and so on. So far, this man has gotten away with every single thing. So I think if there's a way, and he said that, oh no, I don't know anything about it. He said that about Project 2025. Oh, I don't know nothing about it. I don't know nothing about it. So what he just said, and I know they saying in the chat that he is state or whatever, he's found a way around every single thing. So if it's in his mind to do it, he'll probably get accomplished.
Katrina?
Yeah, I was saying the same thing Wayne was saying. Like when he said he didn't remember, he don't know anything about Project 2025, and that's the first thing he implemented when he got behind that desk. So, and there's a way, if it's a way, that if he can get that man out, he would try to get him out. But if we, as I said before, you got to pay those for those pardons. Trump just don't give you no free pardon.
Did I lose you, Katrina? Can everybody else still hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. In my opinion, I don't know what happened with Katrina.
So
I mean, are you there, Diva? Can you hear me?
Oh, now I can hear you.
Okay, my phone went out. But yeah, I was saying the same thing. If he come up with enough money, he'll probably get him out some kind of way because Trump don't do nothing unless it's gonna benefit him. So we'll see how it goes. But I understand what the guy was saying too, that it was like they want the black people to get out there and riot and march so they can implement martial law. And that's what Trump wants anyway. He wants to give the police officer immunities if they go out and unalive somebody and they won't be charged with that. It's a sad situation that's going on in this country. They dividing everybody. And it's not fun. You wake up every day. It's something different every day. It's nothing for the good. So hopefully we'll get some type of peace. And this man do not need to be back on these streets. But Trump let out a lot of other people on January the 6th. So, and those people had a lot of charges on them too. So we'll see how this goes. This is ridiculous. But that's all I got, Diva.
In my opinion.
So the sad part is the person that's rallying the hardest is Elon Musk. And we all know Elon got the money. That's the wheel. That's the way. The sad part about it is I don't trust this man as far as I can throw him. And I can't throw his crooked behind. I feel like we have yet to see the worst. We have only had him in office for a little over 2 months. And if you can't feel where this is going, I don't know what is. This man is seeking to destroy and tear this country apart. He wants us to hate each other. He wants to divide and conquer us all. But by the grace of God, I'm going to keep on praying that our people will not let him win. Because the devil is busy. And as long as I have breath in me, I'm going to pray that our people have a strong mind not to give in to this man. And y'all hold on and stay fast. And God will see us through
it. Julius, your thoughts?
One thing that I'm trying to remember, especially in this Litten season, the enemy is finding different kind of ways to test us. At the federal, state, local, even in our immediate circles. So I like what Opinion said about the devil being busy because that is true. As far as Derek Chauvin, listen, white privilege is a thing, so we'll see what we see. But you know what? I ain't giving that man the time of day. I did my protesting already, but see, that's what they want. See, us as a community, we have to do the opposite now. It's time for them to be in a tizzy. It's time to do that reverse psychology. Because, see, that's what they want. They want us to go out and wreck our neighborhoods, burn down our buildings and everything else. So they can send in the military to take us all out. That's what they want. It's time to flip the script.
All right, let's go ahead and roll into this next story. Elderly woman, house caught on fire. She got the insurance money to repair her home, gave it to a contractor. He bought a bar with the money and never repaired her home. Like, shame on him. Let me see which part I want to show first. Hold on one second, guys.
Toledo woman says a contractor scammed her out of thousands of dollars and bought a bar with the money. Toledo police charging the 32-year-old man with theft by deception. Bar owner, the alleged scammer, the alleged crook, talking exclusively with Action News today. 13 Action News reporter Alexis Means on your side with a story that's new at 6. Alexis.
Lee, the Toledo Police Department, they continue to investigate this incident. The elderly woman suspects that she'll never get her money back. Toledo police arrested Tyrell Lawrence for allegedly scamming a 74-year-old elderly woman out of thousands of dollars. According to this call to police, Lawrence was hired to fix up a home.
I had a house, and the house caught on fire, and this contractor said that he can put it together. And I've been waiting patiently for a year for him to do something. I believe I was scammed.
How much did you pay him?
Too much.
Can you give me just a roundabout dollar amount?
$153,000.
Oh, ma'am.
The elderly woman said the work on this home on Belmont Avenue was supposed to be done by December of 2023. According to this court document, the key bank check was made out to Lawrence's business, Bankroll Housing CFN, and he allegedly used the money to buy a bar called the Upscale Bar and Lounge. Lawrence is denying the allegations.
And if you know me, you know my character, not to take from nobody, especially not no older person.
He says his bar has nothing to do with this legal matter. When did you buy the bar?
I bought the bar probably like about 18 months ago. Probably 18 months, 19 months ago.
And when did you have this contract with the lady to repair the home?
Probably about 2023.
Did you get a check from her?
Yeah.
What'd you do with the money?
I still got the money. I still have my funds that I have to do the work. I still went in the house and did the work.
Lawrence claims he put a roof on this home, gutted the inside, and wired it for new electricity. He claims the contract was between him and the woman's nephew.
It would have been done. He's in jail. He's been in custody, who I'm under contract with.
Okay.
I'm not under contract with her.
Why would she give you the money then?
Because why State Farm gave it to her? It wasn't her house.
According to Aries, the elderly woman owns the home. Lawrence insists he's innocent. So you're gonna fight it in court?
Oh, I'm going all the way there.
In the meantime, the alleged victim says she wants the city to take the home.
He said he was a contractor, and he was telling me about the upgrades and everything that was going to be done on the streets. Basically, what I wanted to find out is, can I have the rest of the house torn down? Just clear out the property and be done with it so I can move on. And I know I lost the money.
And Lawrence will head back to court in April. Sasha, back to you.
All right.
What a darn shame. And he bought that bar around the time he took the money. He stole this woman money. He's a scam artist. Hold on one second. So customer burn. Woman loses $153K paying contractor for work he never completed. She made 911 call a year later and learned the truth. Plus, a victim was scammed out of her life savings when paying a down payment for her new home. An elderly woman claims to have been scammed out of thousands of dollars by a man who promised to rebuild her house after a fire decimated it. The Ohio woman says she trusted contractor Tyrell Lawrence to fix her home, but alleges that he bought a bar instead of using the money to build her house. The 74-year-old woman called the police to report Lawrence, saying that she'd been waiting for him to fix the home for over a year. Local ABC affiliate reported, I had a house and the house caught on fire, and the contractor said that he can put it together, and I've been waiting patiently for a year for him to do something, she said in the 911 call. I believe I've been scammed. The caller told the police she paid the contractor $153,000, to which the phone operator simply replied, oh, ma'am. The woman told law enforcement that the work was meant to be done by December 2023, but over 1 year later, nothing was finished. Court documents show a check made out to Bankroll Housing CFN, a business run by Lawrence. The contractor allegedly used the money to buy an upscale bar and lounge, but Lawrence denies all allegations. If you know me, you know my character, not to take from nobody, especially not an older person, said Lawrence. Lawrence claims that this bar has nothing to do with the elderly woman's home. I still got the money, he said. I still have my funds that I have to do the work. I still went in the house and did the work. The contractor said he put a roof on the home, wired it for new electricity, and gutted the damage inside. Lawrence alleges that he had a contract with the woman's nephew, not the woman herself. Although he maintains his innocence, police arrested him for allegedly scamming the woman of her money. The elderly woman shared that she wants her home torn down while legal matters are still being settled. The U.S. Sun did not immediately hear back from the police regarding more information. Oh, shameful. Felicia, your thoughts?
Indeed, but this story, oh my goodness. The woman said, what? I just want to know if you all can tear down the rest of it so I can move on. That's probably how she entered into this agreement. Not paying attention, not getting, second opinions, third opinions. It has no contract. So you've got this, I don't know what you call this individual. He's saying it ain't her house. I didn't make a deal with her.
But you took a check.
Right, and the person I made a deal with in the jail. I mean, it's just all messy. I don't think any one of them is telling the whole truth. And I think there's gaps and holes. And when you come back to it, I'll give more of a feedback. Thank you.
Thank you. Savannah, your thoughts?
I'm again following Felicia because I was confused. First, he said he had the money, but then he put a new roof, which isn't cheap, and did some wiring, gutted the inside. Then, are there receipts? Did he produce receipts? Because he ended up getting arrested. So, obviously, is he licensed? I am so confused. And how did if he bought a bar, and when you said bar, I thought it was just a basic home bar. I didn't know he actually bought a full structure, building and everything. I mean, it's so traceable to find out if he bought the bar at the same time that this elderly woman gave him a check to repair her home. This is just so messy. It's sad. It's unfortunate that seniors do continue to fall victim to scammers because they're easy prey. They're so trusting. They don't do research on whether it's social media or Yelp, or most of these seniors are old school and everything is by phone or even newspapers sometimes or word of mouth. So I can see why they fall victim to predators like this. But if he has his stuff lined up, take it to court and prove your innocence, because something's missing from this story. I agree with Felicia. I don't think both people are telling the truth, but I think it's more that she's unaware if her nephew was her representative and now is in jail. Why is he in jail and how is he their representative? I'm just confused and lost. So, and I hope she doesn't lose 150. I hope she can regain at least half of it back. So, and if he scammed her, then he definitely needs to be locked up.
He scammed her for sure, because he studied and mothered on that news interview, because the news anchor, God bless her, she got it right. She said, when did you buy the bar? He said about 23 months ago. When did you get the check from her? About 23 months ago. Then he wanted to talk about how he still had the money, but it wasn't her house. It was the nephew's house. Why did State Farm give her the check? Sir, stop the games. It's not about why somebody gave her the check. She wrote you the check. You were supposed to fix the house. You said you still going to fix it and you did some stuff on it. That's why his butt is locked up now, because he's a liar. Wayne, your thoughts?
This this man's lying all the way around. First of all, State Farm ain't issuing checks to people whose name is not on the insurance policy.
You better talk.
On the homeowners.
Come on now.
I think that her nephew, you know, she's 74. Okay, I think she entrusted her nephew to handle the business for her.
Mm-hmm.
I think her nephew got this dude. Okay. Obviously, he didn't have no license. He had nothing. And I could see how an older person would do something like that and give them all the money. You get a smooth talking salesman or whatever, and then her nephew. And they, you know, what's that word? You know, got together. And I think he cut off some for the other guy. I think it was all a scam between the nephew and this dude right here. You see both of them in jail, right?
Come on, talk, Wayne.
They both in jail.
Mm-hmm.
And this dude, I mean, a blind man can see this story. Who gonna hold on? Oh, I got the money. He said he still got the money in his account, but he did some work. And I guess he used his own money and not that money. Because he said who would still have the money in the bank and you claim you did all this work? Roof's called, big as that house is, the roof is probably about $20,000, could be about $20,000. So he's lying all the way around. They scammed this senior citizen, split the money. He bought his bar. Talking about the contract is not with the house belonged to the nephew. Well, if it belonged to the nephew, why was the check given to the aunt? It don't make sense. And I hope they put a lien on that bar.
Come on now.
And she get her money. I hope they assign it to her or whatever. She sell it and get it. No senior should have to get to the point. I just can't take it. Just knock the whole house down, you know. And she may have some more coins because $153,000 and you willing to no. And she feel like she's been scammed. So I hope she gets the money. If he owns that bar. If he owns that bar, you know, I mean, it don't look like it's worth too much. But jail, take the property. I'm done.
Katrina, your thoughts?
Yeah, I'm thinking all three of them was in this scam. He got a shade tree mechanic to work on auntie house, telling auntie, dude, he can save you this amount of money, auntie. Let him do it. He can get you some up out of there. And he can get it cheaper for what the insurance company gave it to you for. No, the house was in her name. He was just the person that was orchestrating them guy to come fix the house. This is all, like I said, I hope she wasn't involved in it, but all of it seemed like a scam to me because if you give me $153,000 and you didn't do no research, I mean, I know she's old or whatever, but we got these 74-year-olds that's out here like 60 and 50-year-olds. So you giving me $153,000 to fix this house, and now you want to have it tore down, to have it removed? $153,000, and you just saying, okay, I know I ain't gonna get my money back. I just want the house tore down. And then he's saying, I put the roof in there, I gutted the house out, I put in wiring. So the folks like, where the money? It's in the bank. Okay, if it's in the bank, why just not go back and give it to her and say, this is what I'm charging you for the work that I did, and since I didn't complete the work, here your money back. The money ain't in the bank. The money is in his mouth with them little gold teeth he got. And then the little bar he probably are running in there. All this is a scam. It just don't make no sense. And I'm not saying grandma, I'm not saying auntie was involved. I'm just saying that's a little fishy. That's just too fishy. He got with a shade tree mechanic, somebody saying that they can do the work, and they was gonna split that money. But the other guy got locked up, so he feel like, okay, he locked up, I can keep this money because he can't get it no way because he in jail. But we'll see how it goes. Aunties, I feel sorry for you if you weren't involved in this stuff. I really do, and I hope you get some justice, girlfriend. That's all I got, Diva.
Thank you. She
Can
gonna.
I say something real quick?
Yes.
This, Katrina, that's not unusual if the insurance company pay you some money, right? Okay, so you gonna get your contractor. If you can save some money, with a different contractor, I don't think she could be implicated, because she was looking, hey, he got a good price, and you have some extra money to get some other things done. So I don't think I don't see
That's
how
what I
she's
just said. That's what I just said. I just said she was looking to get it at a cheaper price. The price of what was higher than what he said he could do it for. So when the nephew brought him around, they all thought she can get a cheaper price and she can have some money saved over. He probably said, well, "Hey, Monty, I know this guy can do this way cheaper than what you finna get it done," and he
But you
brought
said
him
all
in.
three of them was in on it.
That's what I'm listen. I ain't saying it's true. I'm just saying.
Hold on. Let me move on to in my opinion, I don't think all three of them was in on it. I think that the nephew scammed his auntie, and I think that the reason why she's saying just tear the house down because in the meantime they're telling her you're getting fines and all kind of stuff, that your house is an eyesore. You need to fix it. You need to take care of it, and she has no money. So she's just ready to take the hit on the loss so she could stop getting these fines and saying, listen, y'all just go ahead and take the house, which is very sad. So she got this check. She wasn't thinking, and she probably was trusting the nephew. And the nephew got her bamboozled. And who knows if this man gave some money to the nephew, but maybe he ended up not happening to, because he said the nephew's locked up. So he figured since the nephew was locked up, he figured he was going to do whatever with the money. And that's what he did. He bought that bar. In my opinion, your thoughts?
So I think the simple answer is always the easiest. Clearly him and the nephew had some kind of arrangement put up in place. Okay. And that's the reason why he only wants to talk to the nephew. It's because they had some kind of agreement in place. I do think he scammed this lady. And I think, and I hate saying this, but it's easier to scam older people. It for some odd reason it is. And I think there needs to be a form of elderly abuse, because who preys on the disadvantage that bad that you will scam the older generation, the ones that paved the way for you to be here today. I do think I wish this person, I wish you wouldn't have paid them all the money up front, because you don't have to do that to get the work done. You only have to put a percentage down. And so I wish she had somebody that was with her to tell her not to give all the money up front. That was her first mistake. But I do believe the nephew was in her ear and telling her what she needed to hear to feel at ease with handing that much money over. This is the part where it hurts the most, because now this lady is probably getting so many fines that it is taking her out of here and she can't control it no more. So that's the reason why she's asking them to tear the house down, because you do get in trouble when that property is in your name and it's not working properly, or if something is wrong with it. You are going to get fined for it. Every month that it is unoperable, you're going to get fined for it.
Yes, you will.
You're going to get state fines, city fines, and county fines. And those things add up. And then not to mention, if she's on a street that has HOAs and stuff, they're going to be on her finding her. So this could be taking this lady whole disability check, retirement check, whatever income she's getting, just to stay there. And it's just becoming too much that she's like, I know I'm not going to get it, because that's why she said that. I know I'm not going to get it, so just tear it down. She's tired of being tired. She can't rebuild there because she gave all the money away. It don't look like she's going to get her money back because she gave him all the money up front. This man did not do any work. He lied, okay? First of all, you ain't put no roof on there. You ain't did no electrical work because you probably ain't even an electrician, okay? In order for you to rewire a house, you need to be an electrician. That's usually outsourced. How you going to have the money and you got electrician that done outletted her house? That is a lie. But you're going to go to court and fight it. I can't wait till you go to court because I want to see what doctored up forms you're going to put out there because you haven't done anything or else this lady wouldn't be getting fined. If her house was perfect, then you wouldn't be getting fined and you wouldn't have to say you had this lady money in your pocket. You are lying through your teeth. And we see you.
Julius, your thoughts?
He scammed that lady. He need to go through the consequences.
Thank you. I appreciate you. All right. I'm going to roll into this very last story. And this last story is an NBA player who made $110 million during his career. Now he's saying he's broke. He wants the ex-wife, the judge, to back the ex-wife off. It's a hot stinking mess. Hold on. Let me share screen. So I don't want to mess up his last name, Ariza, maybe. Ex-Lakers Trevor Ariza reveals financial hardship in court despite earning $116 million in the NBA. You know, there's so did I click out of it? I'm sorry, y'all. There's so many of these players that they amass millions while they're working, and then it just, once they're done, it's like they're in poverty. Former NBA star Trevor, who earned over $116 million during his time in the league, revealed his dire financial situation in divorce court. In Touch can exclusively report. Trevor, 39, and he's young, whose last season in the NBA was 2022, filed an emotional declaration obtained by In Touch as part of his plea to modify the child support he pays his ex-wife, Bree Anderson. Trevor agreed to pay Bree $14,000 per month in child support. He said the amount was based on his income at the time. Since the judgment was entered, there has been a material change in our custodial arrangement that significantly impacts my financial obligations, he said. The Los Angeles Lakers star 39 filed an income and expense declaration. He listed himself as an unemployed retired professional athlete. He said the last year he filed taxes was 2022. Trevor listed his average monthly income as $0. He said he pays around $10,000 a month in child support for other children and $4,000 that he pays in spousal support. You see, that's what these men need to understand. You out here leaving your seed all around town, and at the end of the day, when you stop working or something happen, you still got to pay for these children. He listed his cash and checking accounts as negative $230,000. He said his real property was worth negative $4.7 million. I don't know where he's getting all these negatives from. Trevor listed his monthly expenses as $37,000.08. He said he spends $18,850 on his mortgage. Well, he needs to move. $458 a month on maintenance, $2,000 on healthcare expenses, $2,000 on groceries, $1,000 on utilities, $600 on his phone. He need a new phone. $500 on his laundry, $500 on clothes, $2,000 on education, $4,300 on auto expenses, and $3,300 on a car loan. He needs to downsize. In his declaration, Trevor said their son, Tristan, has been residing primarily in his care since December 2023. He said while the judgment provides for equal parenting time, in reality, Bree has not exercised her scheduled custodial time with our son. He added, she does not pick him up on her designated days, nor does she make an effort to have any meaningful relationship with him. Instead, I have assumed full responsibility for his care. which includes providing a stable home, meals, clothing, transportation, and other necessities. Trevor claimed his ex-wife had blocked him from having contact in a relationship with their daughter, Taylor. This is a hot stinking mess. Despite repeated attempts to encourage Bree to maintain her relationship with our son and my constant request that she not interfere with my relationship with Taylor, she has been largely unresponsive, refuses, Trevor wrote. In regard to his financial situation, Trevor said, since the judgment was entered, I actively sought business ventures and opportunities to generate sustainable income, he told the court. I have explored numerous business deals, partnership, and investment opportunities, but I have not been able to secure consistent or significant income. Trevor said the financial landscape for retired athletes is highly competitive, and my previous source of income had been depleted faster than anticipated. Due to my inability to secure steady income, I've been forced to rely on withdrawals from my retirement savings to meet my everyday living expenses and financial obligations. He explained the financial hardship I experience is significant, and I'm struggling to maintain the current support payments while also providing for my own living expenses and that of our son. Trevor added Bree received substantial assets in the divorce settlement, which provide her with financial security. These assets include such as real estate, a valuable luxury vehicle, and half of the marital interest in my retirement accounts. Good God Almighty. He said additionally, she has the ability to work and generate income to support herself and contribute to financial needs of our children. It is unfair and unreasonable for her to rely solely on my financial contributions when she has the means to earn income independently. Trevor asked that child support be modified due to Tristan living with him primarily. Bree has yet to respond. This is a hot, stinking mess. Felicia, your thoughts?
Okay, so I don't think it's a hot, stinking mess. I think it's a bunch of BS.
Oh, darn.
Okay. Allegedly, he earned $116 million. I'm going to take off half for taxes. So what's that? $58 million? Let's take off. Hopefully, you put something aside for when you get older. And then he said he made a whole bunch of bad decisions, invested his money poorly. So when it came to marriage, he didn't do well. When it comes to parenting, he don't do well. He didn't do the NBA too well either. And now at 39, you're saying you're a loser? Woe is me. Oh, Judge, please, please. My son lives with me and I can't see my daughter. He is pathetic.
Oh my gosh.
He comes up and he tells the judge all of this in language in the court about what did and didn't happen, but he didn't look at his own numbers. $500 a month for laundry? Really? Come on now, that's $6,000 a year you spend on laundry? No, he would have done better had he just put up the numbers that he contributes for his son and asked to be absolved of the alimony and keep it moving. I don't believe his numbers. I do believe he's an idiot. I believe he's dumb. I believe he had talent and he thought it was going to go on forever. And I have no empathy for him. He's failed at everything in his life. I'm done.
Good gosh almighty. Savannah, any sympathy? Savannah, are you there? Okay, we're gonna move past Savannah. Wayne?
Well, Felicia took the words right out of my mouth. Okay. I have no empathy. Somebody that young and make that kind of money, most people will never make that kind of money. Some only have the opportunity. This man is living too good to not be able to take care of his children. You know, they say you can't get blood from a turnip, but you sure can get it from that house. You can sure get it from reducing that cleaning bill. A whole lot of it. You know, when you go out to buy a car, if you want to buy a Mercedes or a nice old car, you know, comes along with that expensive insurance, expensive upkeep, all that you have to do. So when you go out there and make these babies, you don't know how they're going to turn out. What if he had a child that was disabled and all of a sudden he's going to complain that I don't make the money no more? So now the child's supposed to laugh because you can't pay the money. But you can live this lifestyle and complain about you got to pay $6,000 for this, all that, things that can be reduced down. You living too good to have children. Regardless whether that woman works or not, it's your child. You made it. You chose to make it. You chose a woman to lay down with to have this baby. Now she getting some money. So what you crying about? Nobody sees those tears on $116 million. And even with the tax reduction, $58 million. That's a lot of money. So I'm supposed to feel empathy because you went through all this money. You didn't think to put some aside or have something? I'm not going for that. No. He could have had money saved up and been making money. A lot of the other players do it and be successful. So no, if it means selling your home and getting a studio apartment, like you say, Diva, I'm stretching it. But whatever it takes to take care of your kids, you have to do it until they get to the age they can do it themselves. So no sympathy or empathy here.
Flipping back, in my opinion, are you feeling for him? He said he's in the struggle.
As he should be.
Oh my God.
So I think for a lot of these people, they feel like this money is gonna last forever. And they make bad decisions. And if you make bad decisions with your money, then you should be broke. Half of us wouldn't see 100 million in our lifetime. And you sat here and played with it. He probably bought different girls, bought stuff to wear on his jewelry and chains and all this stuff that had no value. Instead of him investing in his future, he invested in material things. And what are those material things getting you? You broker than a joke. And the last laugh is going to be on you. So no, I don't feel bad for him.
Julius, any sympathy?
No.
Oh, well, that's it. Okay. Katrina, your thoughts?
Why should I have sympathy for a man that has millions of dollars when you got these women out here and these other men out here that's making it on less than 60 and 70,000 a year? But you struggling when you got millions. Be for real. And you might be behind it. I'm with Felicia. Half the time these basketballs get pushed up because they're good in their sports and the teachers pass them through because they are good in their sports. Half of them be dumb as rocks. And for you to come out and tell the judge that you paying all this stuff, this the money that you paying for laundry, your car, your house, your this, but you can't pay the child support to your ex-wife. She don't have to work because now in California, wherever you at, it what they say, the matter to what I'm accustomed to. So no, she ain't got to work. 'Cause that's how you found her. The way you married her, that's how you got to finish paying her. So it's your fault. And if you would have kept it in your pants, you wouldn't have to worry about it. But now you divorced, probably because you was out there cheating. More than likely, probably was. I'm not saying that he was. I'm just saying more than likely. And you got a divorce. You got other children, so the other children's gonna suffer as well. So no, ain't nobody got no empathy for you, because the regular Joe can make it and pay their child support. With some of them don't. With some of them do. But I'm just saying, if they can make it and pay their child support, and they don't have millions, you can pay yours and you can have millions. And nobody's thinking about your car and your home, yours. So where your kids supposed to live? How they supposed to get around? So you don't care. You don't care. You self-absorbed, and that's not going to work. So the judge need to tell you to auction off your house, trade in your car, go work at Walmart. No, you can't work at Walmart. DEI gone. Go work at Family Dollar. That's all I got, Diva.
Bro, y'all rough tonight. But I say I thank y'all for being here. LeBron James, we get it. Standing up for his son. Because if you don't stand up for your kids, nobody else will. You got Derek Chauvin, with the one that unalived George Floyd. Trump said he don't know what nobody talking about. He didn't hear about it. But as far as he's concerned, he's not trying to give him a pardon. Grandma's house is gone. Grandma wants them to just tear it down. And she has living with the fact that she lost $153,000. She better than me. And the NBA star said he broke. Listen, guys, thanks for being here. Y'all know the routine. If you ain't hit the like button on the way in, hit the like button on the way out. Good night and goodbye, everybody. Choo choo.
Choo choo.